your practice primarily became hyper-focused on PTSD.
Yeah, there was quite a few people coming back with PTSD, alcohol, substance abuse issues. The longer I was in there, we started getting POWs coming home, and they had a unique experience of PTSD as well.
Let's talk about PTSD as it was at that time and how that concept has evolved during your tenure.
Well, PTSD was originally described as something that experiences as like traumatic war neuroses, shell shock, etc. And so the concept was that it occurred solely as a result of somebody who experiences a life-threatening situation while in the military. It's expanded in its concept to any trauma that people experience where they feel out of control of their own life, that converts to civilian life, it converts to home life, situations of abuse, automobile accidents, any trauma. Back then, of course, the concept of treatment has evolved as well. The concept of treatment originally was no treatment, really. They just, if somebody experienced that kind of emotional and psychological distress, they would yank them out of the military, put them in a VA hospital, and made them, basically ill for the rest of their lives. They experienced, flashbacks and nightmares, and because they never really dealt with the situation. And since Vietnam, began in around the early 60s and didn't end until the mid 70s, the treatment evolved with time as well.
What were the biggest changes in therapy, the biggest changes in treatment that you felt were truly progressive, actually really made a difference?
Well, I think the fact that when somebody started to experience these kinds of symptoms, they were identified earlier. They were treated immediately at the time with a variety of different interventions. And today it's even better. I mean, the treatments are, there's medications that are currently available. There's other kinds of psychological interventions that seem to be helpful. But what we had available at that time, so they basically took the soldier, they put him in a facility to take him out of the war zone, and then worked with them intensively to go through the experience, to re-experience it, to work through those issues, and then basically sent them back to allow them to overcome. There's a variety of different things. There's guilt as well, where there are people around them were killed and they survived, and circumstance was unique and different. But to put it in perspective, you have to understand that these are not normal circumstances. That they did whatever they could do. That basically they had to survive. Survival is important, but that they did the best they could. That they're okay. That they weren't responsible for what happened to other people around them.
Right. They can't be responsible.
No, and the fact that they survived and the other people didn't is not because they were cowards, or that it was because of
circumstances beyond their control.
Exactly.